All right, fifth grade, our lesson today is on using formulas. So let's review what the formulas are for area, for volume, and for perimeter. Area, that is just length times width. And so that would be a two-dimensional object. You have units squared for area. So if I have a square or a rectangle and this is 3 units, this is 2 units, to find the area I multiply the 3 times the 2. So it would give me 6 units squared. 6 units squared or 6 square units. Volume would be length times width times height. 3 dimensions. So instead of a rectangle, if I would have something like a 3-dimensional shape, looks maybe something like this. All right, my 3-dimensional shape then, let's stick with the same numbers. I have 3, and this one on the side here is a 2, and then this one here, let's call it a 4. So to find the area, or the volume, I would multiply all 3 of those numbers together. So 3 times 4 times 2. Okay, so 3 times 4, that gives me 12. 12 times 2, that gives me 24. So this would be, the volume is always in units cubed. So the volume would be 24 cubic units or units cubed. Okay? And then perimeter. Perimeter is the length all the way around the object. Length around the outside. So if I wanted to find the perimeter of this first shape, I would add up 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. And that would just be in regular units. So 3 plus 2 is 5, and then 5 more, so this would be 10 units. Not squared or cubed, just plain units. All right, let's do a few examples using these formulas. All right, the Jacksons have added a dining room to a corner of their house. Mr. Jackson purchased crown molding that will be installed at the intersection of the walls and the ceiling of his dining room. Crown molding costs $5 per foot to install. What will be Mr. Jackson's cost for having the crown molding installed? All right, so the crown molding says will be installed at the intersection of the wall. So that's around the outside here. See the crown molding. All right, so it asks, what is his cost going to be? It says it will be installed at the intersection of the walls and the ceiling. Okay, so the ceiling would be this top part, and the walls are the side part. So we're not looking at the bottom here, only at the top. So now you have to ask yourself, okay, what is this problem looking for? Area, perimeter, or volume? Well, if it's just going to be installed all the way around the top, then we would be finding the perimeter, the length around the outside. So to find perimeter, you just add up the sides. So I have 15 here, and then I know that if it's 12 feet down here, it's got to be 12 feet up here. So I have 15, and I have 12. And then this one has to be the same. It's 15 feet, and this is another 12 feet over here. So I have 15 plus 12 plus 15 plus 12. Okay? You can add those in any order you wish. 15 plus 12 plus 15 plus 12. I'm going to add those by doing 15 plus 15 because mentally I know right away that's 30. And then 12 plus 12 because mentally right away I know that that's 24. And then I add those up, 30 plus 24, and I can do that mentally too, 54. So it's 54 And then be careful about what unit you use. Here they have feet, so 54 feet since it's perimeter. All right, Mrs. Jackson wants to buy carpet for the dining room floor. How many square feet of carpet will she need to cover the floor? Kind of gives it away. Square feet. So square is 2. We know that that's area. So I know here it's 12 feet. And if it's 15 feet up here, it's got to be 15 feet down here too. So I have 15 times 12 to find my area. And then you can multiply that out. So 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Add your 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. So 180 square feet would be the area of the carpet that's going to be installed. All right, third example. To heat and cool the new room, the Jacksons need to know the volume of the room. How many additional cubic feet of air need to be heated and cooled? So volume, length times width times height. So it gives me all three of those numbers, 12, 10, 15. And then I'll find my volume. So once again, you can multiply those in any order that you wish. What I'm going to do is I already did 12 times 15 over here, and I got 180. So I know that 15 times 12, I already did those, so I have 180 feet, and then I just need to multiply that by 10. And on previous lesson, you learned that when multiplying by powers of 10, so like 10, 100, 1,000, a million, all you need to do is move that decimal spot over 1 to the right for however many zeros. So 10 has 1 0, so I just move it 1 spot to the right, add another 0, so it'd be 1,800 cubic feet. 1,800 cubic feet would be the volume of the room, how much space it takes up. All right, another example. So Jackson's son, Dermont, has a trunk in his room for storing toys. Here's the trunk. A. Mrs. Jackson plans to put a liner on the floor of the trunk. Choose a formula and use it to decide how much area the liner will cover. So we know area equals length times width. Okay. On the floor of the trunk, so that would be like this floor space. You can't really see it in this three-dimensional picture. But I know that the top has to be the same area as the bottom. So really finding the area of this would be the same as finding the area of the bottom of the trunk. So how much material will she need? Area is length times width. Length, I have 30 here. Width, I have 36 here. So 30 times 36. You might be able to do this mentally. If not, you can just write it out like this. 0 times 36 is zeros all the way across. Add another 0 for your 3. 3 times 6, 18. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So for A, the area of the bottom would be 1080 inches squared. So 1080 inches squared. So letter B. Mrs. Jackson also plans to paste a border around the entire trunk. Choose a formula and use it to determine the minimum length of the border she needs to buy. All right, so a border on this shape here, I believe what they would be referring to would just be to go around the total bottom here. So it'd be the same as if it were going around the total top here. Choose a formula. So I know that the area, or the length around the bottom, be the perimeter. And I have 36 and 30. So I could do, I have 30 here and 30 on the other side here, right? So I could do 2 times 30 plus, I have 36 here and 36 along the back here, so plus 2 times 36 I could do. All right, and then that would give me the total amount of material I would need to make that bumper around the entire outside. So 2 times 30 gives me 60. 2 times 36, maybe you need to multiply that one out. 2 times 36, 6 times 2 gives you 12, and 2 times 3 gives you 6, so that gives me 72. So 60 plus 72, and that would give me my total amount of space I need around there. So 60 plus 72. Give me a 2 down here, and 6 plus 7 is 13. So 132 inches then would be the entire amount of material I would need to make a border. All right, that was your lesson for today. You have the lesson practice as well as part of your assignment. It looks like you only have 2 of them today. Oh, you have a third one. You have letter C as well. All right, so just 3 lesson practice problems and then your regular assignment. Blessings.